happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely going to want to see this one, as we got those ladies on the set of ABC's The View, aka The Spew, back at it again. We got that Sunny Hostin now working on another lawsuit in typical fashion. Guys, I'm excited to get into this one, so we're going to hop straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Claims that J.D. Vance is gaining traction with MAGA by becoming a social media provocateur. And political commentator and TikTok star Jack Schlossberg thinks Democrats need to follow his lead. Oh. Take a look.
I think that the internet is a place where it's difficult to break through. And it's difficult to break through, especially if you're not saying something that's controversial or at least somehow unexpected. And I think that I see that Democrats play that game not as well as we could. That's kind of the game that the other side's been playing really well, which is flipping people out and getting a reaction is almost half the battle.
So I guess the question is that what we need to do?
Oh.
Lee hits on something important. So that, if you follow Jack Schlossberg, is the most, whatever the opposite of unhinged is, it's the most hinged he ever seems. His social media, I remember when I first stumbled on it, I was like, I can't tell if this guy's being serious or if he's trying to just be a provocateur. And it's the latter, but with an intention, because then he talks about causes and you can't look away. And he had a pretty prime speaking slot at the DNC, but I guarantee he has more viewers, fans, followers from TikTok and Instagram where he says some more provocative things. Like, that's how you're reaching especially younger people, not just the more traditional, like putting out a press release or speaking at an event.
Isn't it interesting how that Kennedy charisma follows them?
Yeah.
Except
Each
for RFK.
generation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Except
he's
for
Robert
RFK.
Kennedy. This is JFK.
Oh, yes.
Had the charisma.
True, yeah.
Robert
Oh my, they always have to go after anyone in association with Donald Trump. Now they're saying that RFK Jr. is nothing like him. But guess what, guys? John F. Kennedy would be so disappointed, disgraced to see this show if he was still here to see it. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's Robert Kennedy. This is JFK.
Oh, yes.
Had the charisma.
True, yeah.
Robert didn't have it the same way.
Oh, okay.
No. Am I right?
As
John Kennedy. John
had it.
Kennedy.
Well, because he was
Jr.
a whole
The
other
hair, the way he
thing.
talked.
It was an anomaly because he was the youngest president, and for our time, he was our guy. You know, and there will always be that. And yeah, you know, if being a provocateur gets to people, I'm sure that's a great way to be. But a lot of people don't want to have to do that in order to get the attention. I think most people would rather say, here, this is what's going on, what can we do about it? Rather than make you crazy and then do all, you know, but
That's exactly what the hypocrisy of it all. You know, I'm here to call him out, guys. And that right there, what he's describing to make him crazy, the fear monger, you know, the fake outrage narrative that's being pushed out there. This is all coming from the left. Whereas on the right, this is why, you know, more conservative talking heads, you know, like myself, we get to the people more often than not because we come on here, we tell the folks, hey, this is going on. If you wanted to know, this is also going on. And then we say hi and bye and we leave it there.
I think most people would rather say, here, this is what's going on, what can we do about it? Rather than make you crazy and then do all, you know, but that's like time. That's like TikTok, y'all.
But this guy mocks cat ladies. What's so provocative
No,
about
but
that?
I would say that the difference between a Jack and a JD, though, is JD might be telling us the truth. Like, he says things that veer into exactly what they want to do. You know, he talks about, will the courts be able to hold Donald Trump accountable? That's not even veering into that sensational. It's like, you're probably telling us exactly what's going to happen. But Jack will say things like that we talked about here on the show, his who's hotter than his grandma or whatever. Like, and you're kind of laughing, and then he drops some nuggets of truth. J.D. Vance is literally like an arm piece for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is not only provocative, he goes ahead and legislates it.
Yeah, but I don't know that I want to. I don't know that that's the way I want to communicate. I'm sure.
And they were just sad when J.D. Vance wasn't as front facing in the media. Now that J.D. Vance has come out there and he's speaking out there saying this guy is too provocative, the things that he's saying he's only doing for attention, when honestly J.D. Vance, anything he's saying is just to put the truth out there, to let the nation know, hey, they're fully transparent. There is nothing that is being withheld from our citizens, which is what we voted for. I don't know why these ladies can't get that through their head.
Legislature.
Yeah, but I don't know that I want to. I don't know that that's the way I want to communicate. I'm sure a lot of people. I'm sure it's great, and I, I like that young people are paying attention, but I want them to pay attention to the reality of the reality. So I don't know.
And by reality of the reality, I want them to pay attention to my lies on the reality. My spin on the truth is what she means, guys.
Pay attention to the reality of the reality. So I don't know how to fool around with it. You know what I mean? I don't have the provocateur.
There's so many different places to be provocative now that you have to really.
But that's the thing. For me at least, if you think about the numbers, let's say people that are on X. Before Elon Musk made it a pure dumpster fire.
It was already a dumpster fire. He just bought it.
He made it much worse. But there were
anything. I told you guys, this right here is the Trump derangement syndrome, extending out towards Elon Musk, even onto his associates, guys. Sonny Hostin trying to say that Twitter was, a dumpster fire after Elon Musk took it over. That is not the case whatsoever. Twitter, now known as X, was a dumpster fire when he took it over. And guess what? He fired, I think, 3/4 of that workforce. And now he's operating at, 1/4 capacity, what it usually was running on. And now they're generating, I think, 3 times the revenue. They're bigger than ever. This lady's lost.
Let's say people that are on X. Before Elon Musk made it a pure dumpster fire.
It was already a dumpster fire. He just bought it.
He made it much worse. But there were, only 20% of Americans were on Twitter, and 80% of those 20% were the loudest. So it's sort of an echo chamber the way it is now. But the other thing I'll say is, since Elon took over, X lost about 2.7 million active users in this country, and Blue Sky gained nearly 2.5 million. And in November, Blue Sky added nearly 9 million. So there are a lot of places to go where you don't have to be this provocateur. And the thing about social media is you now don't have proper sourcing. So the information that you're getting, you can't really check it. So I don't know that the Democrats should embrace that kind of.
I think there's a difference.
She's one to talk about proper sourcing. I mean, the facts, the so-called facts that they state on this show always go unchecked. So we don't know where they're getting this information from. They're just blatantly putting out these lies, gaslighting their folks into believing that there's actually a true problem with Donald Trump's administration, when in reality, this is what over 77 million folks across our nation voted for. It's just these ladies that don't understand that.
Check it. So I don't know that the Democrats should embrace that kind of.
I think there's a difference, though,
philosophy.
Because I think there's a difference between, I've never liked the name calling. I've not liked the Marjorie Taylor Greene goes low, so everyone has to go equally low. It's more of knowing where viewers are. 167 million Americans are on TikTok. You can't ignore that audience. I'm not on it.
Risen by 400%.
Right, but you control how you talk, and I think sometimes having a little edge, knowing what the cultural discourse is without being mean, carries more impact than just being the environmental stats are thus. You have to grab.
It seems to me that you need a candidate who's like Trump on the left, somebody who speaks the vernacular. He comes.
Finally, they said it, guys. They are looking for a Donald Trump. And that's what they tried to, somehow manufacture in a candidate by choosing Kamala Harris and having her mimic and almost mirror what Donald Trump was doing. But it just doesn't work. When you're not actually genuine, you don't actually care about our people and our nation, you're not going to get the results that you've seen Donald Trump get. And especially when we've seen the way the political persecutions of Donald Trump in order to stop him from getting that White House. That's what really brought so much attention. I don't think they could, replicate what we're seeing happening with Donald Trump on the left. But I'm glad to know that's what they want.
Environmental stats are thus. You have to grab.
It seems to me that you need a candidate who's like Trump on the left, somebody who speaks the vernacular. He comes out there and he might as well say, "Oh, I got a hemorrhoid today," and people like it because it's real.
Well,
they need somebody like that.
It's real.
The other thing is that
it is,
and not to media bash, but people keep saying, "Well, why aren't we hearing from people?" It's not that we're not hearing from Democrats. They're out there. Yeah. Jasmine Crockett's out there. AOC is out there. Yeah. People are out. Chuck Schumer, we see Chuck Schumer. You're not getting the coverage because to them, they're boring. They're not
Hakeem
as
is out
much
there.
I
of
wanted to
a,
talk about
you know,
Chuck Schumer the other day.
but I guess what I'm saying is I'm saying to people are doing what they can do. They have a very slim minority. What am I saying?
Minority, yeah.
Minority, and
She didn't know
they're
what she's
doing what
saying,
they
guys.
can, and they're as vocal as they can be. But if you're not getting the information,
And
if you're not
sourcing
hearing it, and we're not, and you're not getting it the way you used to get all kinds of information, it's hard to break through.
Remember when
You know?
Trump used to call in constantly?
Yeah.
He was on this show. Barbara interviewed him. He'd call in on Morning Joe all the time. And that is what they should be doing. Every time
Ambushing the
they
airwaves.
should be ambushing the airways. The Democrats, get off your...
Oh my, I'm going to stop it right there. Whoopi Goldberg doesn't even know what she's trying to say, guys. They're so lost. You know, this right here shows they still don't get it. And the bigger picture is they just don't get social media, the internet as a whole, you know, the way we connect. Now, so many folks, individuals turn away from legacy media outlets, mainstream media outlets, and they're turning towards these independent outlets, researchers like myself, different YouTubers, TikTokers, people on X. We spoke out last November as a whole country saying that, hey, we will no longer let mainstream media lie, pull that curtain in front of our eyes, and, not let us see the truth. We voted in transparency. That's exactly what we're getting. It's so funny to see now that these ladies on that set, ABC's The View, aka the Spewer, now saying they need a Donald Trump-esque figure on the left. I mean, you cannot make this kind of stuff up. That same person they're saying they would never vote in, never elect, and they despise so much, is the same person they're trying to duplicate within their party. They think is going to save them, guys. They are so lost. Definitely up in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We got